How you doing, guys? Hope everyone's safe and well. First of all, thank you very much for liking and subscribing to my channel. Okay, pod to not to pod. Today we are in Kingston upon Thames, where Kingston and two other police stations done a joint venture, and 5 officers were suspended, only totaling 18 months for sexual offences that were actually committed. The offences were done on late 2018, and it's only all to book. Kingston upon Thames is right in the middle of Kingston itself, so we will have a wander around, see what's what, and see if anyone will talk to us. That's a really lovely stone crest, which is cool. So as we go around, from what it looks like, I'll have to do sort of 2 walks round. One looks like it goes down a nice quiet side, and then the other side is where they come out, I believe. So yeah, so in 2018 Kingston done a joint venture with Twickenham and with one police station in Wandsworth, and over the time they gave themselves a nice elite name, as they do, and in that time the 5 officers then committed sexual offences, and it only totaled up to 18 months in suspensions, is what it totaled up to in all, which is absolutely disgraceful. So, and this is the thing, if that was a general member of the public, they would have got a number of years. Just because they are in uniform, they should not be above the law. If you had done that in your job, you would have lost your job, and also you would have got an actual criminal record and prosecuted as well. So that's why it's a complete disgrace that when you look at the way it's done, that it gets covered up, which is wrong. It's completely wrong. We all know that, and that's why the more of you guys that do join us and get our auditing, it just means then we can make the public's case more aware, and also make them more answerable for what they do. Looks like this is their back entrance, where they go in and out. Yeah, and that's what it looks like. So this is where, I believe, so the station literally goes from one corner to another. Pretty big station, okay, the way that it's done, but over, as I said, the term of that was when 5 officers were given an 18-month suspension.
Yes, why are you recording?
I'm doing a story.
Doing a story?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know,
can you identify yourself first, please?
Yeah, certainly, I can do.
Okay, and your collar number?
1960.
Pardon?
1960.
And 2004 Sierra Whiskey.
No worries.
So what are you doing?
And we're just curious why you're filming.
No, I'm doing a story about 5 officers across this station, Twickenham, and one in Wandsworth.
Okay.
So what's the link for recording the station?
Because I want it as a visual check, okay, as I actually do it.
Sorry?
I'm doing a visual of it as well as I'm doing the story.
I see. I mean, it's legal to do
Yep.
this. Obviously, you're in public. You know, you can do as you wish. We just wanted to check what.
No, that's perfectly fine. No, I find that's perfectly acceptable, and that's perfectly fine, okay? I wouldn't expect you not to check,
No,
okay?
yeah,
It would be wrong if you did not check,
Yeah.
okay? But then the way in which the check is actually done, and the way that you guys have actually done it, it's been absolutely awesome.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. No worries.
no.
All right then.
No, that's cool. No worry. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. So yes, so that was a really nice encounter. The officers were really quite nice, identified themselves completely fine, and it was a really nice opening interaction, and they were fine with it. So yeah, so back to the actual story. So when you look as a whole and the way it was done, in 2018 the Met Police decided to put an elite team together across 3 police stations, and across those 3 police stations they gave themselves something command unit name is what they done it, and yeah, so the officers, how many were in the team, I'm unsure of, but the way they do their teams, I don't believe there will actually be much. But
oh yeah, are you recording it? Or
I am, yes.
Why are you recording it?
Because I'm doing a story.
What story? About what?
About officers across this station and 2 other stations.
Okay, is there a reason why?
Yes, I'm doing a visual check on it.
For what?
For my story.
Yeah, but what visual check are you doing?
Of the police stations that they were in.
Who was in? Someone that you
That,
know? Or?
no, that the officers that committed sexual offences across 3 police stations and only got 18 months for it.
Okay, is it something you're involved with as a victim, or?
No, I'm a member of the public.
Yeah, well, I can gather that.
Yeah.
But is it someone, have you been personally involved in a case?
No,
you?
no.
Okay, but you've just heard about it?
Yes.
And then you feel that you want to record, what is it you
Well,
want to record?
I'm getting a visual of the police station.
Of what it looks like, or of the officers?
Of what it looks like.
Okay.
And whether or not there's any interaction with myself and with any officers, and whether or not they've got a comment on it.
On what, the case?
On whether or not they think it's acceptable for serving police officers to commit offences. Now, I know that a lot of them won't be happy with that, but whether or not they think it's right.
Okay, and has it gone through court, the case?
Yes.
Okay, so there's been a trial, I assume?
Well, it's in the middle.
So it's ongoing?
Yeah.
Okay. So
But from the actual Met Police themselves, they only suspended them for 18 months.
Okay.
Which, I'm sorry, that's across the board, across 5 police officers.
So, do you want to make a complaint about it?
I don't want to make a complaint, no.
Okay.
No. So, sorry, I know you showed me your actual, that part of your ID, okay?
Yeah.
Do you mind telling me what your collar number is, please?
Yeah, it's no, it's not call number 1172.
No worries, that's cool. Thank you very much for
So
that.
is there anything we can help you with?
No,
You wanna make a complaint?
another 2 officers I just spoke to, which were really lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, which was really nice. And literally, as I said, all what it is just a visual check of the actual police station. If there's any interaction between police officers, it's fantastic. Exactly with yourself and with the others, it's been really lovely.
Okay.
And that's the thing. It's not. I know a lot of people go out looking for bad police officers and so on and so forth. That's not the way that what I do. Literally, it's also all the good police officers that need to be put in the limelight as well for the work that they do. And that's what the public also need to be aware of as well. There are a lot of fantastic officers out there, but then there are also some bad ones that make it so much harder for the gooder ones.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You get good and bad and everything, don't you?
Correct. And that's all what it is I just want a visual literally on each of the stations, and that's all what it is. And if people want to make a comment, it's like, you didn't have to stop me, but you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't.
Exactly.
So I understand that. No, I do perfectly well. No, perfectly acceptable. I understand that completely.
Okay.
Okay. So, and as you can see,
I can't guarantee the next person might.
No. Well, this is the thing. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. And it's perfectly fine with me.
Okay.
And as I said, it's exactly the way that we are. We're just talking, and that's how things should always be.
Okay. So what is this trial anyway? Because I didn't know about it.
It's where 5 officers. They put a special.
Kingston officers, or?
Yes, between this and 2 other police stations, they put a special unit together, and in that unit, 5 officers committed sexual offences, okay, on victims of crime.
And then those officers are in court, aren't
Yeah,
they,
but the Met Police themselves, the IOPC and all the rest of them, only gave them an 18-month suspension, and at the moment, they are still on active duty.
Okay.
So when you look at that, that is absolutely disgraceful.
I
know.
don't know any
No,
details.
that's fine.
No.
That's fine. But in yourself, when you look at that, that is a complete disgrace. That is something that you would have to agree with as a human being.
Yeah.
Okay, as a human being, that is something that is a complete and utter disgrace.
I don't know the circumstances, and I'm not going to get into them either.
No, well, this is the thing, because if you actually look at it as a whole, okay, whether or not it was in this police station, okay, and it was a colleague of yours that you really knew, and I know in every single job we do end up that you end up basically what they class as a work wife or a work buddy with. And when you actually look at it, if it was somebody that you knew that closely, or even if it wasn't somebody that you knew but you knew of them, and something like that happened to them, you wouldn't find that acceptable. So whether or not we know them or we don't know them, as human beings and as a society, it's something that we all have to admit is wrong for that to happen.
Again, I honestly, I'm not going to comment on something that is, I don't know any details about, and it'd be wrong of me to make a judgment. You are entitled to your opinion, and everyone can have their own, yeah?
Yep.
Just be careful, mindful that obviously you're recording a police station, people might stop you asking.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's not a problem.
Just explain as you have with me.
No, but then as you can see with me, okay, I'm just here, I'm really chilled out, and literally for me, the more officers that come and talk to me, literally the better, yeah, because literally it's really nice. And as I said, there are a lot of good officers out there that also they have to be looked at, and literally people need to know that there are still a lot of good officers out there, because at this moment in time, when you look as a whole, there is a big disconnection across the board with the public and with the police at the moment. There's a big disconnection, and hopefully stuff like this will hopefully bring both back together.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, and that's all we can do.
We're here to help you.
No, that is exactly all what we can do. That is all we can do.
Okay, I'm going to go and do some work.
No worries. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so you had that nice, lovely officer just now, and it was a really nice interaction. And she was perfectly clear, but she wouldn't quite answer whether or not, as a human being, she would deem it fit for that to happen or not. So all what we can do is look at things as a whole, and hopefully, as I said, yeah, there are good officers out there, but then there are a lot of bad officers. I came here with a story regarding 5 bad officers across 3 police stations, and so far so good. The 3 officers that I've met and spoken to have been really nice, really engaging, and they've done everything that they should legally do. And if they didn't stop me, I would sort of think, well, hang on a minute, yeah, right, fair enough. But at the same time, they were nice, they were polite, they were calm, and these are the actual good officers that we should also be looking at and actually talking with, that we know exactly where we go with it. And that is the main thing, and that's exactly what we done. So the officers that went in, the 2 that went off first, I was here, all of 30 seconds, and stopped by 2 officers, and they were really lovely, and they were really well engaging. Then as soon as they left, literally it was all of about 1 minute, and then the other officer then that stopped me, and we just had a nice long conversation, as you've seen, was really engaging, really helpful, and really nice to talk to, she was. So, which was really good. So all what we can actually do is, when we look at the way that it is, you can see that Kingston Police Station is a very busy police station. It is directly on a main junction. And there is a lot that they actually get on with, and that's the thing. So all what we can do is literally just go on to do with it and see whether or not anybody else wishes to make another comment. On the far side of the building where I started filming, it is also a part of the old town hall. So you can see they do have police vehicles literally that end up literally on the other side and everywhere else. And this is the thing. So when you look at it, the main part of the actual story, as I said, is to see whether or not somebody wants to make a comment, and that's their right, whether or not they do or they do not. That is their complete right, whether or not they do. And this is exactly the way that it actually goes. And this is what we actually need to look at, and how we actually engage with the police, how the police engage with us. And the interaction so far has been absolutely phenomenal. And so far, I would definitely give Kingston Police Station complete 10 out of 10 pass for the way that they've actually handled it, the way that they've spoken, and yeah, I think it's really, really good in what they've done. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So what we'll do is we'll come back to this gate shortly, but we'll take a walk round and we will see what's around. So you can see it's a really, really big building, directly next door to the police station. As I said, there is an old town hall that's literally all a part of it, and as I said, don't know if I can walk through this way, whether or not I can or I can't, but we will see. And that's the interesting thing as a whole, that when you look at it, yep, it's a public footpath, so nice and clearly marked. So yeah, so when you look at it, oh yeah, so it's brought me back here, so that's fine. But when you look at it, it's a nice size. As I said, the interaction so far has been really good, and as I said, people need to look at this. It's not just your moral, but also your, I don't know, would you put it as your legal, yeah, it is your legal right in which you have to do, and you have to stand up for people that have actually been abused. And there's abuse, but then there's physical and sexual abuse that put it on a whole new scale completely. It's like, for an officer standing there and sort of having a go and abusing rights is one thing, which is completely wrong, but then having an actual officer then actually raping you, basically, is what it comes down to. Whether or not sexual, whether or not they actually do anything deeper or not, okay, it's still rape, whether or not, however you look at it. And it should never, ever, ever be accepted by the public, and it shouldn't also never, ever, ever be accepted as a whole from the public worldwide. Full stop, period. Regardless, whether or not you're in the UK, you're in the US, you're in Australia, wherever you are, it really makes no difference at all, completely at all, wherever you are. It's literally, it's about your body, your life. And if we allow people to abuse this and don't question it, then we're also potentially deciding to put our head down, ignore it, and not do anything with it. And that then, it's no point saying about our morals if we don't actually stand up like that. And sometimes it takes one person to be the first person to stand up. Now, I'd watch many other people. It's like when you look at BuzzTech, okay, and all the rest of them. Martin Bradborough and Live Free and all the rest of them, when we look at all of them, if we do not stand up exactly what all those guys have been doing for many months and years, then we are failing as a whole. So people, don't be afraid that when you have an interaction, whether or not it's in your vehicle, it's at a police station, it's at your home, do not be afraid to pick up the device and actually start recording, because if something happens, that is your proof of what's happened. So we need to literally stay and make them accountable. But then, as I said, when you look at everyone then that's accountable, that's fine, let's go after them, make them accountable, make their system accountable. And literally, when you look at the IOPC, everything else, yeah, we all know they're all in bed with each other, and it's what they do. But what we have to do as the people, we have to stand up and literally fight for that. And the way then that we need to do that is by standing together. We've made the initial stand up. Come and join us. Don't be afraid. If you see us out, come over, have a chat with us. We're always happy to have a chat, whether or not we're actually talking to any copper or we're talking to a member of the public. We're always happy to have a chat, okay? So please do that. You're more than welcome to join us. As I said, I'm in Kingston upon Thames at the moment. I will most probably be here maybe another 5 minutes or so. Do you know you were laughing, buddy? Yeah, you alright, Russell? Okay, no worries, that's right. That's right.
I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, audit. Yeah. So this channel is to pod or not to pod.
Yeah.
And basically, yeah, because when you look at Kingston, Nick, are you local?
No, I just go to the university.
Okay, so you're at the uni, okay? So yeah, so when you look at it, you've got Kingston Police Station here, and then you've got 2 other local police stations that put a team together.
Yeah.
And you've got 5 officers that have only been given an 18-month suspension for, are you ready?
Yeah.
For sexual offences. So rape, the whole lot of it. Okay? And that's basically what they've done, okay? Is this police station was the one that wanted to actually front the whole thing up. So, yeah.
Just keep doing
So,
what you're doing.
no worries, buddy, okay? Don't forget to like and subscribe, mate. Alright, be good, man. Okay, that was really, really nice. Gentleman didn't want to come on camera, which is perfectly fine, but really nice. Asked what the channel was, and literally was completely appalled by what has actually gone on and what has gone on. So, and this is the thing, if we have to, this is the thing, it's by us being here, you can see people come up and just speak to us, and they can see by what's being actually put forward for what we're questioning that they are appalled by what has happened. That young lad that I spoke to just now he was only a young lad, I would say literally early 20s if that, and he was completely appalled by what was said, by the offences that were committed. And this is the actual big thing as a whole, that when you look at it, to why those offences are being committed. And
Okay.
afternoon, how are you?
You're right, you're on the phone, are you?
Am I on the phone? No, I'm just making a documentary.
You like a documentary?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you mind identifying yourself, please?
My name is Alex Kingston.
Yeah, and your caller number 3195?
Yeah.
No worries, how you guys
What's
doing?
the documentary on?
It's about this police station and 2 other police stations that put a unit together, and 5 of those officers that were in those units committed several sexual offences to victims. And across the whole board with those 5 officers, the Met Police only gave them an 18-month suspension.
Right.
Which, as human beings, that's wrong. It's disgraceful. It's like, spoken to a couple of other officers that have come out, and literally, it's not about getting a reaction. It's about literally, as human beings, that's something, regardless whether or not it was the police, whether or not it was a different company. It's something as a society we can't allow to happen. It's not right.
Okay. Well, have good luck filming the documentary.
No worries.
Just be careful of cars coming out of this garage.
No, that's fine. That's why I'm saying this. Sorry, could I get your shoulder number and name, please? 4277. No worries. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day and enjoy the sun. It's going to be raining later anyway.
Try.
Yeah.
Break road shorts.
I'm always in shorts. No worries. Have a good day. So you can see, even when a van comes out, now those 2 officers there were only young officers, but so far, when you look at it, that's 5 officers now that have actually come and spoken to me. And out of those 5 officers, I've got to give 10 out of 10, because they've respected my space, they've respected what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and it says that all of them actually do have a heart. They have a heart. We know they've got a heart, but we also have to be there to help, to look and support even the good ones. We must, because otherwise what we're doing, is it going to be for anything? And that's why we need to do what we need to do. And as I said, 10 out of 10 for Kingston. and I think that they've done an amazing job. The way that they've actually spoken to me, the way that they've interacted with me, and I can't fault them. I can't fault them on that whole process. As I said, it's 5 officers in total that came out and spoke to me. I've been all the way around the police station. You can hear the cameras literally twitching as I'm moving, but that's what happens when we do this. We know we're going to have cameras twitching on us. We know they're going to be moving at us, and we just have to go along and see what happens. But as I said, I've been here now for literally just over half an hour, and literally the interaction absolutely incredible. And it's hard to believe that you would have had officers from this police station making those offences when you look at the way that those officers conducted themselves, the way they spoke, how calm they were. And as I said, it was a very, very lovely interaction. So I will say, okay, big up to Kingston police station, okay, well done. And literally it was absolutely incredible. So, and that's something that people have to be aware of, that there are good people out there in uniform and out of uniform, and we have to do what we need to do and how we do it in a way where there is interactions. We know there's going to be interactions, and we just have to talk, and as long as we talk, there can hopefully be an end result. But if you come to somebody aggressive, then that's the way that people will also then greet you, with aggression. Exactly as they're saying, okay? Working for a safer London, okay? The way that you start off working for a safer London is to talk. Is to talk. Whether or not it's London or anywhere else in the UK, if you don't talk, then we forfeit. If you come up and you come up with aggression, and you come up literally saying, why are you doing this, why are you doing this, then there's a problem. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, okay, as I said, Kingston upon Thames, okay, literally nice building, and as I said, Kingston upon Thames, 10 out of 10. And most of all, you must look at what's being done and how it's being done. Now I will go off to the next one, and it's going to be on the exact same officers, because it's all the same thing, and see whether or not I get the same welcome at one of those other ones. That's absolutely lovely, right in the middle of Kingston. So that is so nice. So yeah, so 10 out of 10. And so this is to plod or not to plod, that is the question. And literally guys, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, please do like and subscribe. So give it a little thumbs up, and I will see you literally on the next one.